troops, here we are down the beach. We're just going to have a bit of a cook up today. We can't fish. The water's still quite muddy. We had a bit of rain just a couple of days ago, as we do. So we're going to have a bit of a cook up down here. We're going to make camp oven bread, putting garlic and stuff in it. And yummy yums, I'll tell you what, mate. You don't know what you're missing, eh? It's yummy yums. Here we're going to cook a bit of a casserole as well. We should have it all done in a couple of hours, hopefully. Tide is still on the way in. In fact, it's got another 3 hours, I think. But here we are, beautiful day in our Lord down here, praise Jesus. Hallelujah. Let's rock and roll. Alright guys, I've got something to show you, and this is it. It is beautiful when this sort of thing happens. Hey, this is down at the Botanical Gardens in Gisborne. Praise Jesus.
Hori and his little fans, awesome. His little trees.
Yeah,
don't forget the little one.
These are Hori's fans, his trees.
And we're growing. And it grows hairs on your chest, Reggie.
Oh, that is so cool. This one here just said to Hori that he teaches him how to camp. So he's been teaching some skills. Life skills. That's great. Awesome, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, wonderful. I love you guys.
And we love you, and so does Jesus.
Well, that's the fire pit almost ready. Got to get those coals burning so we can get the bread made, get the bread on, and then do the, or just a stew casserole thing, or wait for the bread, and have a good old brew up as well. Right, time for a bit of ignition, Traps. Rock and roll time. Praise Jesus for good fires. Hallelujah. The wood's quite wet actually. Quite moist because they had a bit of a dump in the rain, eh? Glory to you, God, mate. We're getting this done now. Get the coals going while we make the bread. Hallelujah. Righto guys, we've got the fire going. We'll get that going first when we're doing a cook up like this one, especially with the bread, because we need the coals off the fire to heat up the camp oven bread. And that's how we cook the bread, by putting the coals all over the camp oven, eh? So that's why we've got to get that going first. It takes a while to get the coals there. We need a few, and we've got to cook another feed on this fire as well. The bloke's going to be quite busy for a change. Praise Jesus for good fires, good camp oven bread, and a good old-fashioned stew. Alright guys, I think that's enough gandering at the fire. So I think we'll get on and get this bread made up. Just put a bit more of a wall around the back of that fire, I think. A little bit of a breeze here. That might help just a tad. Treves, let's get this show on the road, eh? I think I'll put that on plus some eyeballs. Ain't this a doozy, eh? This is for the stew, this one. You don't see that, just using that Dutchie too often. This is our camp oven bread one. This here's just to sear the meat on. Right, set free. Praise Jesus. The famous Himalayan and peppercorns. flour, then more flour. One peeler. That's to do the parsnips. Righto, Trevs. Shake out any foreign bodies you don't want. Now, as I've said before, this here 1.5 kilos of self-raising flour holds exactly 8 cups, okay? So we're rocking with Jesus there. Pour him into there. This is the quickest way to make a loaf of bread, eh? Yeah, one very important ingredient that's going in today. While I was there, Trev's actually found 3 very important ingredients. This stuff here, this is a kilo of garlic for $9, I think, $10 I think it is. It saves us growing it. We used to grow garlic. Right, just got to throw some trees on that fire. One thing I'll say about driftwood, it burns very quickly, but it lets out a lot of heat and the coals are really hot, eh? Gosh, there's a lot of mud in that water out there. Awfully big waves too. That's why we're not fishing today. Now you want about a teaspoon of salt. Now I don't know how much that is grinding it out of here, but this amount will do. Oh, I know what else I've got to do. It looks like a lot of salt, but so's a teaspoon, I reckon. Now, got to get some butter on the fire, eh? Little bit of butter, Trevs. About that much butter, Trevs. I don't know, probably a couple of 3 ounces or something like that, 4 ounces of butter. Yeah, we're just going to wait for this to melt down so we can do the rest of this. That was a bit silly on my part. Alright guys, one thing you don't want to do is burn the butter. Should be just like that, eh? You just pour it into here. Throws hairs on the chest, as you know. Right, praise Jesus, guys. Get this going. You give this a good old stir, just a bit of a stir. Now, regarding the garlic, how much we use, how much she uses entirely up to you fellas. Me, I do like garlic, guys, I really, really do. So what I do, I have 3 knivefuls. 1, 2, there you go, 3 knivefuls. Might just put a bit more in there for praise Jesus material, eh? Glory to our God, mate. It's a beautiful day down here. It's going to be a hot one. I'm going to take some clothes off shortly, I think. I'll get a few people saying things about me when I say praise Jesus and that. Some of them are quite rude. But I'll just delete those conversations, mate. We do have a God, the Father, the Son and the Holy Ghost, and there is a heaven and a hell, and there most certainly is a hereafter. We must all stand before God and give an account one day. You know what I didn't bring down? I knew I'd forget something, and that's the dancing lady cup that we use. Right, we'll just use a 2/3 of one of these to make a cup of it. I think that's how it's going to go, Trevs. Yep, that. It's about 2/3 in the old tinny. Look at that, just enough for a good old brew up left, eh? Praise Jesus for good old fashioned camp oven bread. You can make a half recipe, mate. We only have 4 cups of flour and 1 cup of milk and half a cup of water, probably half a teaspoon of salt, and everything else to your taste. And it takes about 30 or 40 minutes, and the reason I do the big one is because there's more than just me to feed on, eh? We had a couple of the muggles here yesterday and they love camp oven bread, eh? Gosh, that's nice and cold, mate. I put it in the esky last night. All the tucker and stuff in the esky last night. That's that Arctic Crow we bought. And everything's chilled. Beautiful. You can actually see this. This is what it looks like at the moment anyway. It's just a big hunk of goo. I was just giving it a good old mixing up here, as we do. Getting right down in the heart of it there, eh? That's the main part. That's where all the moisture lies, and you want to get that up. And that should absorb any excess flour that's in there. Praise Jesus. It'd be good to see you kids out there, those guys. We've seen down at the botanical gardens, they're out there having a cook up like this. You know, you don't need all the bells and whistles, as I often say. You don't need all that just to go down and have a good old simple feed at the beach, eh? So easy to do. Just need a tad more flour on that, I think. Need any more than what I've got in that bag, we are in dire straits. There's not much. Better get the camp oven down there. Just like that, praise Jesus. Get old Siri on the job shortly to put the timer on. Now what we got to do, put some extensions on our shovel because that fire's going to be hot. I reckon he found this online, I reckon it's really good. Glory to our God, eh? And here's the last one, but not least. That's the one with the compass on in case we get lost. So you got a little compass on there, so we don't get lost, trips. There's some good coals in here, me old mate, eh? Well, not good for my laughing. These are the coals that we need to cook the bread. This here is going to act as a trivet, okay? Put him on there, and that's all we have to do with those coals for the whole duration. There she is in there, Trevs, ready to rock and roll. Just like to pre-warm these things before I stick it on hot fire and stuff. Jesus, now let's get some coals around. Put coals around the base and over the lid, eh? That's your worst enemy there, guys. Beach is full of them. It is quite friendly, but it's not too good in the cooking department, huh? Going to be Yeah, good old Brecko this one this morning. My time is 08:13, which is 13 minutes past 8 in the morning. Daylight saving, you had an hour on. I don't bother about daylight saving, can't be bothered. Right, let's get this cranking because you've got to put that other fire, the other food on, eh? Other food on the fire, Trevs. So that there is how you do your camp oven bread, okay? Hey Siri, can we have the timer on for 1 hour and 15 minutes, please?
1 hour and 15 minutes, counting down.
Right, when old Siri's done the job, Trevs, she'll let us know. Modern technology ain't good, eh? Well guys, those coals are in the campy there. You just got to keep an eye on them, make sure they don't go out, get blown away, and just keep replenishing them. See there, we put a lot more wood on the fire because we're going to need more coals, eh? Praise Jesus for good old-fashioned camp oven bread and a good old casserole to go with it. This here's our beef. We've got this down at Pack and Save, mate. There's nothing flash about it, eh? That's already been diced. Saves a lot of mahi work, for those who don't know what that means. Got a few spuds and that sort of stuff to hack up and throw in there. Hence again, Pack and Save, an onion or two. A few of these old fellas, carrots, and some of these old fellas, parsnips. Now me, as a single man way back in the day, I used to put pumpkins in, but Mum didn't like pumpkins in the stew, I don't know why. I reckon they're yummy yums. But anyhow, so we're not putting any pumpkins in. Bit of oil, yes, grapeseed oil. Has to go in the frying pan just to sear the meat. But first we're going to peel these vegetables, eh? Now I've got a peeler somewhere and I can't remember where I put it. Very easy to use this thing. Just one like that, eh? If you're all wondering where I'm going to put the peelings, I'm taking them home because they can go in the garden. Just like that, Severs. Well, how many of these did I get? So that's all I got of those. Now what we're going to do, we'll put these on here, we'll get everything else ready. That's what I was going to do, get that table out. I'll be back in a minute, Trev. Here's our very expensive table that came from Bunnings. Eh? I'll tell you what though, bloody flash, eh, Trevs? Put him on that side, that's the sheltered side. I don't know about you jokers. We'll just top and tail them and cut them up. I don't worry about peeling carrots too much. But we might peel them, eh? Just to make it look a bit tidier because they do look a bit strange colour. We sort of want this casserole being cooked around about the same time as the camp oven bread, eh? We'll go home and we'll have a good old feed because we haven't eaten today so far. I've just planted a whole heap of carrots at home too. Do some more on Sunday. In case some of you are wondering, I've never been to cook school. Or to learn how to cook, you know, it's just sort of come over the years as you travel around and do things, live out in the bush. Righto guys, that's them. Good, we're good, and there's a bit of sand got in there, that's no good. No good for us, mate. I don't know how it's got in there, but we're at the beach, so anybody's guess. Brush it out. At the beach, sand is your worst enemy. I've got to put some more trees on that fire, and hang on, here's the campy going. Just got to go and do the campy trips. We're going to sear the meat now. Put a bit of our grapeseed oil in there. Get this big Dutchie round by the fire. Right. This is searing the meat, guys. Got this when it was on special down at the warehouse, mate. It cost $10 or something. It's silicon, it's really good on hot barbecue. Now that's searing the meat, eh? It seals the flavours in. That's why we do it, Trev. We sear the meat, S-E-A-R. Once that's done, we throw it in the pot here, mate. That's a big Dutch oven. Go get some tongs, guys. These are Australian jumbucks to see how they go. That's how you want them, Trev. They all nice and clean and well oiled, eh? Oh, did you see that? Piece fell out. Oh, another one. Oh, good. Giving it away. Praise Jesus, eh? Right. Put a bit more oil in here, Trevs. Get the other one on. So when this lot's done, we'll make some more coals out, put them around the campfire. Kiwi beef, Trebs. Oh, hey, Reg. I think I'm throwing food away these days, Trebs. Get some more coals around that camping. The old Fred said to Charlie it's time for a cup of tea or something, Fred. Ringing over the story. One thing about searing the meat like this, Fred. Tastes beautiful, eh? There you go, me old mate. Those hairs on the chest, eh? There you go, my old mate. What we're going to do, we're going to haircut these vegetables now. And they can go in there, then we'll put the water in. You just dice these up to whatever you like, mate. I wouldn't recommend sticking them in like that though. There you go, Trebs. There's the eyeballs now. Righto guys, I just want to say something about the Christmas hungy we had, which is in December last year. It's unfurled, that's better. We've had a lot of people going on about the pellets that we use, telling me that they're tantalised and all this. We used to sell hungies as a business, and they were all in-ground hungies and they were all cooked with pellets and irons. And we've had a lot of complaints of telling us that the pellets are tantalised and all this. They are not tantalised. I've had so many people on about that. They are not tantalised. You might see HT on there and think of being tantalised, but HT means heat treated. And they heat treat pellets to stop things like borer and weevil, you know, little insects and stuff, you know, go from country to country type thing. And our pellets, we've never used any tantalised pellets, so please stop telling us that they're tantalised. You know, people that can do, you know, people sit there in their armchairs, mate, they're what I call armchair cooks. And it's becoming a bit of a nuisance, eh? We have not used tantalised pellets in our hungies. If we had, we'd be in serious trouble, mate. We'd be very, very sick. You know, it's got arsenic in treated pellets. And I know what treated timber is. I've worked with it many, many times. So I'm just asking, please stop complaining about us using pellets. We used to sell in-ground hungies all the time. We were licensed through the council and everything to do it. We know how to do them. It looks like she's bubbling away there, Treves. I can see a bit of steam coming out. We better have a look and give it a bit of a stir, you reckon? Look at that, guys. Boy, gee. Beautiful. Now here's a bit of a laugh for you lot. Look at that, it got burnt. Just taking the lid off there, and the darn thing was on fire. I put it in the back of the truck and I didn't even know. I thought, what the heck's that? Oh, by crikey. Praise Jesus, eh? Even the sandflies are trying to get me drink, eh? Gee whiz. Cheers, ears. Gee, that's good, mate. It's the first one I've had today. Absolutely beautiful out here, Treves. Water's quite murky, eh? Oh gee, it's hot. Nice cool breeze coming from the west over there. Hence the smoke's going your way. Absolutely beautiful day in here, Jesus, eh? I kid you not, guys, this is the way I love living like this, eh? Rather than being in town, doing worldly thing, eh? Well, the elections are coming up and I've already voted. Actually did an early vote, and I don't mind telling you, I voted Winston Peters. I think you might just keep those other lot a little bit more honest than what they are. One thing I know about politics, mate, they'll tell you whatever to get a vote. But it's how they're going to do it and at what cost. I agree with National's hunting policy. I think it's really, really good. They're going to protect their wild herds and that again, like they should be done all the time. That's really good. Goats, I've eaten goat meat and I'll tell you what, it's absolutely beautiful, mate. It's just like eating mutton. Absolutely beautiful. You cook it with a bit of dripping. Roasted in the oven or whatever in the campy here, with a bit of dripping, it's absolutely beautiful. Glory to our God, eh? Gosh, we serve a mighty, mighty God, mate. Well, I will say it was a real pleasure to meet you guys down at the Botanical Gardens. It really, really was, eh? It's sort of just makes the channel when you meet people like that. It really does, eh? It's not all going to waste. But I'm glad that you're learning how to camp. That little young fella there, I don't know what your handle was, but I'm glad you're learning how to camp out there and all that sort of stuff. Grows hairs on your chest, old mate, eh? It's really good to meet you all, though. It really, really was. Oh gosh, it's hot. It's turned out to be a cracker. Yes, it'll grow hairs on your chest too. Sitting out here in the hot sun. Well, see, she's bubbling away there. You can see the steam coming out. I've got to truck this home, you know. I've got to take this home in the back of the truck. I hope it doesn't spill everywhere. Oh my goodness. Wait for them to cool down first. They can cool off on the boards. I'm thinking about getting a rooftop tent, and I've been looking at the Kia one. And they say it takes under 60 seconds to put it up. Now that sounds like the bee's knees to me. It comes a little ladder and all that. You can sleep two bodies in there. But it's got a plastic top on it, quite a good plastic top on it apparently. But what I want to know is how can I transport my canoe with me? Look at this thing going for it, mate, eh? Just waiting for Siri to ring. She can't be too far away. 3 minutes and 1 second. Now you remember I put that camp oven bread on for an hour 15. It may not be fully cooked yet, but that's alright, we can just put a few more coals around there and short a few more in that fire. Look at that steam coming out of there, eh? Gross hairs on the chest, Trev. Now another thing, I'll get people asking me, what is a Trev or who is a Trev and all that sort of stuff. Now the reason I call you Trevs is because there's so many of us. There's over 4,700, we're heading up to 5,000, 4,700 and something subscribers, praise Jesus, and thank you guys. Thank you for subscribing and viewing the movies and all that. It really helps us to be able to get out and do things like this. The reason you're called Trevs, because if I, being polite of course, said hello to you individually, I'd be here for a month for Sundays. So I'll call you all Trevs. And a genuine Trev is one who's subscribed. I want to thank you guys on the supporting us through YouTube and also on patreon.com, which is /Hory Well, thank you very, very much, guys. You know, the money is not wasted. It gets invested in good stuff, eh? So we can get out, like we bought the Arctic Crow, which we used. We stored all our goods, meat and stuff in there last night, and it was, oh mate, it's colder than the fridge at home, just about. And that's without any proper ice, it's just little wee pads of ice. So we've invested in that. We got this little table for $50. Here you go. That's Siri, mate. That's her telling us that we've got to check that bread. The moment of reckoning, eh? I don't think it's going to be quite done. It could be. It could very well be done. But we will find out. Don't really want to get too much of that now, camping now, do we? Glory to our God, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing this one. She's a bit early. Because you don't want sand in there, right? Sand there. What, eh, Trebs? Moment of reckoning. Nah, she's not cooked, I can tell by looking at it. I can tell by looking at it, gosh, she's here. Yep, she needs a bit more cooking, Trebs. Praise Jesus. Not quite cooked, Trebs. Just had a look. See? his ears. I think we might have a look in there, Trev, see what's happening, eh? I hope you don't burn our reed again. Oh mate, that's done. Beautiful. Done like a dog's dinner, me old mate, saying by gee, everything's cooked in there, all the veggies and everything. And this is the first piece of meat, eh? About another 10 minutes. Praise Jesus, eh? Alright guys, I hope you can see that top figure there, 4739. That's how many subscribers we've got. When we get to 5,000, we're going to have a free t-shirt giveaway. And you'll find out more about that as we get there. That's what happens when you get to 5,000. We'll do the same at 10,000, etc. And thank you guys for subscribing to us, eh? It's much appreciated. Yeah, that stew there, or casserole, will be about another 10 minutes, I think. Hey Siri. Can we have the timer on for 12 minutes, please?
12 minutes starting now.
Excellent stuff. Right, go and get some water. I'll have to use this to get water because I forgot to bring the bucket. It should be just about enough to kill that fire, I reckon. Pretty close anyway. Hey guys, it's been an absolute cracker of a day down here. It really has, eh? This stuff's just about all cooked. Be waiting for the bread a bit, I think. It should be pretty much cooked when this is done, I think. I'm just waiting for Siri to give us the go. Camp oven bread with garlic, a bit of casserole over the bread. Oh gee, couldn't think of anything better. Yummy yums. Must be just about high tide, I think, Trevs. Don't know what time the tide is. It's somewhere o'clock, let's put it that way. Glory to our God, mate. He's an amazing God. Praise Jesus. So Psalms 19 verse 1 says the heavens declare the glory of God. You know, look at the stars and all that, the moon, planets, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. And the firmament's the sky, like the sunrises and sunsets and that. No, they're just absolutely majestic. Absolutely beautiful, eh? I think we might have a look at this tucker in here, mate. It's looking pretty good to me. Look at that, mate, oh boy, crikey. That is done. Time to rock and roll. Just wait for that. There you go, Trebs. Those hairs on the chest. That can come off there. There you go, there's old Siri telling us everything's done, mate. Just see how good she is. Alright, I'll get this one off the fire. goodness. Oh my goodness. The fire collapsed. Oh! Oh gee, we're lucky to get that, Treves, eh? Praise Jesus. Right. I think this should be getting pretty close, eh? I'm blowing the sand off, guys, eh? You do not want sand in your camp oven bread, mate. It is freaking disgusting. So you've got to be pretty vigilant about that, eh? In other words, watchful. Oh, that looks a bit better. All done, Treves, yahoo! Let's rock and roll. Do that to cool the grates down. Yes, she is, Treves. Oh gee, it's hot too. Absolutely beautiful, my old mates. That will grow hair on your chest. Give you a look in here. There you go, my old mates. Beautiful, eh? Yummy yums. Well, my old mates, that's the end of that for today. I'm going to head home. Not sure if Mum's going to be home or not, but I'll find out. I think she's going shopping or something, eh? With their daughter, one of the daughters. We'll catch you at home, Treves. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, you'll get into trouble. But praise Jesus. And I must admit, you're all looking quite handsome, almost as handsome as this old fella, eh? Catch you guys. Righty guys, time to put this fire out, eh? Timbers this time. Wow. Let's go and get some more water, guys. Just like that, old mates. That's it, it's good. Now we'll just cover it up. Just like that. Then we just praise Jesus and go home, mates, eh? Righto, Treves, there's old Rangy, a very tired Rangy.
Yummy.
Just got to lighten this up, there you go.
How do I cut this bread, man?
Already.
You haven't already eaten, have you?
It's yummy.
Yummy.
I haven't eaten.
Well, that's good.
How do I cut the bread?
Well, just take one of those slices, mate, and I'll cut another one.
Take that one. This one.
There it is in the pot there, Trevor's.
Papa said take that one.
Okay. This is fat and juicy.
That grows hairs on your chest, Bubba. Here's my little homie there too. Don't you, darling? You're my little homie. That's my tucker there, Trevor's. Yummy yums. Grows hairs on your chest.